Hey folks, welcome to Puzzle Spoilers. Today we're taking a look at the Hanayama Dial puzzle. This was released in 2016. The goal is to take this puzzle apart and you'll end up with 4 separate components. 2 of this center silver dial piece and 2 of the frame. So let's get to it. The first step in solving this puzzle is to orient the center dial pieces correctly. So to do that, we turn the center dial so that we can see the 2 components, and you'll notice that one of the sides of the dial is a little bit thicker than the other. So here we see the left side is a little bit thicker than the right. We're looking for the thinner piece, and we want that thinner side to be facing up on the dial face. Once we ensure that that's in the right spot, we want to point the center dial line so that it's pointed to the upper right when dial is in the upper left. So that's the position we want the center dial to be pointing in, and we want the back to be pointing in the same direction. So on the Hanayama side, this is pointing to the upper right. The Hanayama side, we want the line to be pointing to the upper left. And make sure those are both in matching positions. Those lines should be parallel. Once you've ensured that those pieces are parallel, you should give the frame a little wiggle. If the frame doesn't separate, we know that the center dial is not in the correct orientation. So what we need to do is try one of 4 different orientations of the center dial. So this is one orientation. We know this doesn't work. Another orientation is by turning the center dial 180 degrees while keeping the back still. That still doesn't seem to release the frame. Now the other possibility is achieved by spinning both sides, back and front, 180 degrees. And there we go. We've got separation. If that didn't happen to work, there's only one other possible combination, and that's by keeping the back untouched again still and turning the front 180 degrees. You'll probably find that just by brute force, but there's only 4 possible positions there. So now that we have the frame separated, we want to apply clockwise pressure to this dial face dial, while simultaneously putting opposite pressure on the Hanayama side dial. So it's clockwise from looking down from this side and clockwise looking down from this side. So I'll do it sort of sideways here so you can see it, but clockwise here and clockwise here simultaneously, and you'll get 1 click. Once you have 1 click, keep it separated, and we're going to flip over to the Hanayama side, and we're just going to continue to put clockwise pressure on this dial while separating the dial side away from the Hanayama side. So I'm separating them and putting clockwise force on this dial. You'll get 1 click. Keep going, you'll get 2, and then you'll get 1 more for 3 clicks total. And at that point, you are able to separate the puzzle, and it's solved. and you'll be able to see the internal components here. It's sort of a complex maze. You'll see there's 2 pins there that interlock with this maze piece. The maze piece is the thicker Hanayama side piece, and the 2 pins are the dial side. Alright, so we've solved it. Putting it together is a challenge in itself, and we'll go over that next. So to reassemble the dial puzzle, we want to bring the appropriate pieces together. So the thicker maze silver piece should go with the Hanayama engraved side. So we'll just simply insert that there. It'll stay nicely. And then the pin piece, the thinner pin piece, should go with the dial face. Again, that'll just sit there nicely. And we'll hold the Hanayama, the dial set in our left hand with the pins facing to the right. And you want it so that it's not sitting completely flat. You want to drop the pins just slightly so that there's room for it to grab the maze on the other side. We'll grab the maze piece or the Hanayama face with our right hand. And we want to make sure the opening to the maze, you'll see it there, is pointed directly towards those pins. And then we just sort of slide these together at an angle, dropping the pins slightly so that it'll grab onto the maze. And once those are connected, you'll feel a nice connection. We're going to apply pressure with our left hand, sort of squeezing the whole combination together. And we just want to make clockwise turns on this Hanayama face. And you should get clicks 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 clicks, and we're back assembled. If you get any resistance on those clockwise clicks, those clockwise turns to get this reassembled, pull back a bit and wiggle the Hanayama dial back and forth. You should be able to get into a spot where you can continue to make those clicks. So I'll put a link below to where you can buy this puzzle. If you liked the video, you might consider subscribing. And if you have any questions, let me know in the comments below. That's it for today, folks. I'll see you on the next video.